Okay, continuing on with the test review, we're at Chapter 6, Section 2, Substitution. I want you to solve these two problems using substitution. Press play when you think you have an answer. Okay, now with substitution, what you want to do is look for x to equal something or y to equal something in one of your two equations, then substitute that value in for the same variable in the other equation. So let's take a look at the first one. Here we can clearly see that x equals 2 multiplied with y. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this value, 2y, and we're going to substitute it in for x in the other equation. So for example, this equation, where the x is, I'm going to write in parentheses what it equals, 2y, and then I'm going to write the rest of this equation, plus y equals 3. So here I have 2y plus y equals 3. 2y and another y, together that's 3y. So now I have 3y equals 3. And to get rid of this coefficient, the opposite of multiplication is division. So if I divide by 3 on both sides, I end up with y equals 1. Now that I know that y equals 1, I'm going to substitute this value in for y, and I can do that in either equation. If I substitute it into the second one, I end up with, instead of x equals 2 times y, I have x equals 2 times, and we know y is 1. And 2 times 1 is 2, so x equals 2. So now my solution set is 2, 1. 2 for x, 1 for y. Now if I wanted to check this, I could substitute these values into either of these equations. For example, 2 for x, 1 for y. This would make this 2 plus 1, which does equal 3, so it checks. Here, 2 for x, 1 for y. 1 times 2 is 2. That equals 2, so it checks. Likewise, if I substitute this value of y into the first equation, for example, I'd still get the same answer. So if I had x plus, and where my y is, I just write a 1, because that's what it equals, 3. I take away 1 from both sides, I end up with x equals 2. Either way, we still get the same answer. So it doesn't matter which one you substitute it into. Let's take a look at the second one. Here, we know what y equals, and this one's a little bit more interesting. Again, this is what y is, so I'm going to substitute it for y. Now, y has a coefficient in this equation. This is 2 multiplied by y, so it's still going to be 2 multiplied by y even if y is this. Take a look at how we write this up. X plus 2 times y. Instead of writing y, I'm going to write 5x minus 3, because that's what it equals 27, finishing that equation. So this is this, just with the 5x minus 3 in there. Now, when I rewrite this, I now have a distributed property segment. So this is 2 times 5x. They're both positive, so it's going to be positive 10x. Here, 2 times minus 3, signs are different, so it's minus, and 2 times 3 is 6. All that equals 27. X plus 10x's, I have 11x's there, and I have minus 6 equals 27. To get rid of this minus 6, the opposite is plus 6. So if I do that on both sides, I end up with 11x equals, and 27 plus 6 is going to be 33. And now I can divide both sides by 11, and when I do that, I end up with x equals 3. Now that I know what my x equals, again, I can substitute it into either equation. It doesn't matter. I guess let's choose the first. Y equals 5 times x, which we know is 3, minus 3. 5 times 3 is 15, so y equals 15 minus 3, and 15 minus 3 is 12. So my solution set, x equals 3, and y equals 12. And if you can do that, you should be pretty set for this section.